Hello, fellow designers. Here we are in my foyer, and this is the grand staircase. As you can see, I have started part of it. I have my base on. That took quite some time. So I have the base on, okay? And one piece, one 9-foot piece of my garland. I'm going to show you my garland and what each piece will look like. They're 9 feet and looks like that. So I'm going to start by putting this one on, okay? And I'm going to use my trusty zip ties because they are a lifesaver. Okay, so, and there really isn't any, I was hoping that this would be the middle, but like when it loops like this, I want the gnome to be the middle. So the ribbon happened to be down there, which I think, hey, that looks good. That looks good too. So who knows where it's going to drop here? Maybe I'm thinking up towards this side, which I think is actually quite nice. Now I'm going to get started on this, and I'm going to see. I'm just going to continue. I have made 4 of these so far. When I'm going to see how far I get. I've only put up one piece. So depending upon, I'm going to put all the long pieces on first, and then I'm going to measure, and then I can cut this to fit the little pieces that I need to fill in, like around the banister down there, the newel post. And this kind of secondary newel post. Howdy, folks. Well, we're upstairs on the 3rd floor in my craft room, and it looks like a bomb hit it. As you can see, this table has seen better days, but this is work in progress. So I just thought I would take you through a portion of preparing one of the garlands. All the long ones are now in place on the stairwell. And there's just a couple of little small spots left. So this is a miniature version of one of the 9 feet. This is actually probably half of that. So I've got the bows on, not my favorite thing. I do mine in my own little special way. And I'm just kind of hoping that my glue gun by now it's a little later at night. But I want to see if I can get this done. And I have a feeling this is not. So that is not quite warmed up. So I'm just going to use my little melting pot over here, which I love, by the way, because if you use, this is new to me, well, not overly new. But if you use the little pellets, they don't drip with the strings that you get from the other. So I'm just putting this frilly little sparkly thing behind one of the 3 or 4-inch felted ball that I put in the middle, flanked on both sides with 2 bows. And then this, I'll turn it around, will look like that, which is nice. Now, next comes these. Now these, as I mentioned, I showed you, I think, originally, are about 6 feet long. And what I do is I cut them. It's falling apart on me. I cut it in half, and then, but because this is a small piece, I'm going to have to cut it in half again. So let's see. And I don't really even try to attach it permanently. I just kind of weave it in a little bit. And I don't go quite up to the edge of the bow because there's going to be something we're going to create going over that section. So, and then at the end, there's a wire. I'm trying to let you see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to twist this around the end. And then I just separate them. And that's basically it. You don't even have to glue, I don't even glue them in because everything else is going to be glued on top. So it will stay. It stayed so far, let's put it that way. This particular garland, for some reason, has taken me a little bit longer than I normally take, and I take long enough to begin with. The only other garland that took me longer than this was when I made my own sugared fruit from plastic artificial fruit, but then sugared it, and that did come out beautiful, but a lot of work. A lot of work. Okay, so the next thing is something we have to create. Scissors. I just bought a new pair of Guggenheim scissors. I'm so looking forward to using them because those Fiskars are just not cutting it, no pun intended. This little spray, or what's going to become a spray, is a mixture of pine and I think fir. So I just spread it out, fan it out. So it almost looks like a little Christmas tree, kind of. And then I use one of these. Again, you have to fan them out. That goes there. And last but not least, this little doodad. And what I do is I stick it in through there, and then I take the stem and wire, it's a little bit thinner. I wire it around to tie those all 3 together, or the 2 together anyways. Okay, there we go. I don't know if this is going to be working yet or not. Yes, it is. Snap, crackling, and popping. And what a difference this little power self-charging or self has made over the old-fashioned ones. And then I push that in there and just hold it for a second or two, and I have my little rubber tip fingers. Hugely helpful. And I do one of these on either side. Hello everyone, I'm back, and we're here at the finale of the Garland up for the staircase. And as you can see, it looks quite grand. I'm standing next to Jerome, the gnome. He reminds me of when I was teaching. I had a whole set of Beanie Babies, and I lined them up all along one wall, and I gave them all a name, a fancy name. And the kids used to be able to pick a Beanie Baby and put it on their desk to calm them down when they were taking a test, and they loved every minute of it. The boys that you would think were trying to act tough always had theirs up on their shoulders. Anyway, I'm going to take you through the whole staircase. We're going to start at the bottom, and we're going to pan around the whole way, and the staircase actually goes all the way up and around, and it finishes right there. We're going to try it in different lights so you get a chance to see it. If you can hear the barking in the background, that is Nigel, our pug, our pet pug. He's 2, and he wants attention right now. So if you hear the barking, you know who it is. Hi, little Nigel. So I'm going to get behind the camera, and I'm going to take you through the whole thing.